Oh,
Sit,
oh,
sit. Good boy.
no.
Say, it's my time.
You may wonder what I'm doing, thinking I've lost my mind, but I was just looking adoringly at cute little puppies. Adoringly, one of our vocabulary words, right? Were you looking adoringly at those puppies too? Adoringly. Hey, we're going to review our vocabulary words for this week. Whoops. And then we're going to get into our story. So let's see what adoringly means. Remember, adoringly means this. If you act adoringly, you act with a lot of love and admiration. So we were looking like we love those little puppies, like this mama loves her daughter, and the daughter loves her mama. Adoringly. Our next word was capable. So this little girl is capable of tying her shoes. If a person is capable, he or she has the skill or ability to do something. What are you capable of? Do you have a special skill that you're capable of doing? Are you capable of riding a skateboard? Can you ride your bicycle, pop a wheelie? Are you capable of those things? I bet you're capable of a lot of things. You have a skill to do something. Well, I keep clicking the wrong button. I have to push it down here. The next word is spectators. A lot of spectators in the stands at that baseball game. Spectators are people who watch an event such as a sports competition or a concert. You've probably been spectators before. I like to go watch ball games. When my daughter was at East High for the last 4 years, I like to go watch the East High football games and be a spectator, and especially watch the band at halftime. Spectators. And we had one more word this week, disbelief. Wow, this family is in disbelief, aren't they? Maybe they're watching their favorite TV show and they can't believe what happened. Disbelief is not believing that something is true. Disbelief. So there's a vocabulary words for this story that we read yesterday. Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. It's about Atalanta, wasn't it? And her dad, the king, and him wanting her to get married, and had a race, and all the men wanted to race and beat her and marry her. But she was so fast, except for young John. He kept up with her, and they tied in the race. But he wanted what she wanted. He wanted her to choose who she wanted to marry, or whether she wanted to be married or not, because she wanted to go travel and see the world. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm not going to read the story to you again. I want you to practice. It's on page 201 in your reading book. I want you to practice reading it because in our Google Meet this afternoon, we're going to read it as a play. So we're going to read it as a play, and I'm going to assign some of you who want to. I'll assign some of you parts. So one of you girls can be Atalanta, one of you guys can be young John, and we'll take turns reading the different parts in our Google Meet today. So I want to do that a little differently. It's better that way when somebody's acting out the parts or reading the different parts. So that'll be the plan for reading it today. So you can, my phone's doing crazy stuff. It's just started talking here. You can you can decide what part you want. Now, everybody can't be Atalanta. Everybody can't be the king. So we may have to pick numbers or something like that. Or maybe this one person will want to do it, we hope. So, excuse me. Anyway, we'll do our reading of the story again in our Google Meet today. So that'll be a lot of fun. And as you read, just remember, as you're practicing it before our Google Meet, remember this is a play, sometimes called a drama. It's a play. A drama or a play is a story performed by actors on a stage. So there's some elements or there's some parts of drama that are not in other stories. Like a script. The script is the text of the play. In a story, we just read the story. But in a play, it's got the character and then what they say, the dialogue like this. The tortoise says, "How about a race?" The hare says, "Ha ha, are you kidding?" So these are the dialogue that's part of the script. It's what the actors are saying, what the characters are saying. There's a cast of characters. It's all the characters in the play. They're usually portrayed by actors. Sometimes we read that it tells a brief description of who they are as a person or whatever their role is in the play. There's a setting. It has to take place at a certain time, doesn't it? There's a narrator who tells what's happening during the play. Plays can be divided into acts and scenes. An act is like a chapter in the play that contains more than one scene. Then a scene, the action that takes place in one single setting. Then maybe the next scene is at a different location or something like that. And remember, there's stage directions as we read the story. It tells what the character is supposed to do as they're acting out the play. Written instructions telling the character what to do. So you're going to read it yourself now. Remember all these parts. Look for them as you read it, and we'll practice it again during our Google Meet today and let you read to me. If you turn on over in your reading book to turn to page 212, let me go there. I want you to do something. You're not going to be able to turn this in, but I want you to do something, and you can show it to me in your meet today. 212 is where it is. Maybe it's not in there. Maybe I don't have it on my screen, I guess. Well, here, yeah, this is it. I want you, and you can't really do it, and it doesn't really show it on this page, but on 212, it talks about creating a new scene for the play. And so, the story ends with Atalanta going one way. I think she ended up in China, and young John was going to visit somewhere else. Well, imagine the two meet again. And you can either write a new scene for the play that builds on the events and Catch Me If You Can, or you can do an illustration of what you think will happen if they meet again. Do you think they'll fall in love and get married? Do you think they'll just talk about their adventures, use elements of drama? You could, if you want to write it out, character tags, settings, stage directions. You could write really short, just like each person have 2 or 3 lines. It doesn't have to be long. Maybe you want to use some of the critical vocabulary, the vocabulary words we just reviewed in your writing, but in your book, it's on page 212 is the spot to do it in your book. So go ahead and you can show me in the Google Meet what you did. You can draw a picture of Atalanta and young John meeting again, or if you want to go ahead and write out some text. If you were the playwriter, what would they say to each other and how would they look at each other? Make sure you include some stage directions and things like that. Well, this week we've been working on verb tenses. We've looked at present progressive tense. All of these verbs, present progressive, past progressive, today future progressive, they all are verbs that end in ing, but they have a helping verb in front of them. So past progressive would be like, I was watching TV. So was watching. There is your past progressive verb. Present progressive is like, I am watching TV. Am watching is your present progressive verb. Today we're looking at future progressive. So it's going to be like, I will be watching TV when I get home today. So will be watching would be future progressive. So you're going to watch a little video about 2 ladies talking about trips they're going to take, kind of like Atalanta and young John talked about where they wanted to go. And this is a cartoon video, but there's 2 ladies talking about trips, and they're going to tell what they're going to do on their trips. I will be traveling to New York City, I think one of them says. And so listen to that video for future progressive tense verbs, because you'll have another spelling practice assignment today. And at the bottom of your spelling practice assignment, there'll be some future tense verb practice as well, future progressive verb tense practice as well. All right. And also today, since you'll have your reading test tomorrow on Catch Me If You Can, I'm going to go ahead and put those 4 vocabulary words in a little quiz. Just match the word to the correct definition in your assignments for today. That should be an easy 100. There's only 4 words and 4 choices. So make sure you can go back and look in the book, help you find the definition again. Make sure you know it for tomorrow's test. All right. So your assignment, read Catch Me If You Can by yourself. Watch the next video on future progressive verbs. Go do your spelling practice and your future progressive verb assignment, and do your vocabulary practice assignment for Catch Me If You Can. That's what you need to do for ELA today. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.